your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy ANGRYFREEZER33 here, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever BGFL tier list. It's going to be the defensive rankings for the BGFL Season 3. We're halfway through the third season. It's super exciting and we want to see how all the players are stacking up. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off the rankings with Ethan Schreers, a very good defender, one of the smaller guys on the field and in the entire league, but he's extremely quick and he's also very good at tackling and just a solid corner all around. I'll put him at an A tier. Up next, we got Michael Webster. Michael Webster, I'm going to put him as a B tier defender. I know he's never even played a snap before, but judging off his physical attributes, I think this is fair. And I know he'll want to be put in the S tier, but we haven't seen him walk in 2 months, so I think this is more than reasonable to project how well he will be once he comes back. Up next, we have the other Michael who's also unfortunately injured, and that's Michael Fossen. Fossen was on pace, as he will say, to a Defensive Player of the Year season. But with his injury and the limited tape we have on him, it was not all that impressive. I'm going to put him at a C tier. Up next, we have Daniel. Daniel is a polarizing defender because he doesn't really do anything out there. He just stands there. He won't miss tackles, but he's basically a traffic cone out there. So I'm going to have to put him as a D tier defender because I think he can occasionally make a lucky play, but just not that impressive in any way. Up next, we have Ben Hennen. Ben, I'm going to put next to his teammate, Michael Fossen, straight in the C tier. Now, Ben, he's tall, and that's a good attribute to have, but he's also kind of slow, and he's not super mobile, but because of his height, he is able to get interceptions and some pass deflects, but judging off the stats, he does give off a high catch percentage when targeted. Now it's time to rank Evan Flores. Now, Evan, I'm going to have to put him as a D tier corner, unfortunately. I'm strutting the line between C and D, but based off the first 2 seasons, specifically season 2, Evan was not a very good corner at all. He gave up a lot of deep passes. It's pretty easy to beat him off the line, but he does get some interceptions and he is also able to get some pass deflects. But for now, I'm gonna have to keep him at D tier. Up next, we have Will Magarian. Will, he gets a lot of crap for being a bad cornerback. He is a pretty good tackler, but he's gonna have to be a D tier. He sags off way too much. He's had some infamous games where he's given up more than 10 catches, so D tier for him. Up next, we have Marcus Congdon. Marcus, we have limited tape on him, but he has put up some impressive stats as a defender. I'm going to put him at a B tier. I think that he's gotten a few lucky interceptions, and he's also played safety a lot. But I would trust him as a cornerback to line up against a receiver one-on-one, and I would trust him with my daughter. Up next, let's go with Jared next. So here we got Jared. Jared is just an absolute character defensively. I mean, I'm going to put him at a D tier as well. Jared gives off absolutely no effort, and is he good at anything? It's yet to be seen. Next up, we got Lando. Lando is going to be our first S tier defender, the best safety in the league. Absolute ball hawk. He's already got multiple interceptions this season, and he's one of the best tacklers in the league as well. And he can also rush. He can do everything, and he can also line up in corner and do a solid job. Up next, we got Luke Zucker. Luke Zucker is going to have to go in S tier too. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think he's probably the best defender in the league, in my humble opinion. Okay, up next, we got John Engelkiss. John, I'm going to have to put as a B tier defender. That's pretty generous considering some of his absolutely atrocious performances against wide receivers 1, such as Larson, and also this last game against the Predators. He was kind of getting stunned by Ben for lots of the game. But John, give him the benefit of the doubt. He's very athletic and he's always going one-on-one against the best guys, and he's got Cal at safety, so he doesn't get much double help. So just a tough situation for John most games, and I think that he has some flashes, and he's usually pretty close to his guy. Just gets not able to finish the play usually. Okay, next we got Brandon. Brandon, I'm going to have to put as an A tier defender. And some people might be angry at this, saying that he's given up a lot of catches in one-on-one situations, but I think based off what we saw recently with Brandon, we saw that he's capable of guarding people one-on-one, and he gets a lot of interceptions and pass deflects. He's leading the league in pass deflects, so I'm going to put him at A tier. Up next, we've got Dylan Cummings. I may have to make an edit to this tier. For now, we'll where he belongs, the very bottom of the league. This man has put up some absolutely abysmal performances at corner. You leave him one-on-one with anybody, the person's gonna get open. He can barely even lock up Johnny. So yeah, he's tall, but yikes. I mean, I would still trust him with my daughter, of course. Good locker room guy, super uplifting, but he's an F-tier defender, unfortunately. Up next, we got Simon, who is actually a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, believe it or not. Simon, I'm going to put him in as a B-tier defender. He's got cornerback deficiencies, and he's not the most involved safety, but we've seen Simon show signs of being Danielle Hunter and Aaron Donald combined when he's rushing. He's an absolutely lethal weapon when he's rushing. He can disrupt entire quarterbacks and just teams' game plans. So we're going to put him at a B tier here. Okay, and then we got Johnny Nemeth. Johnny, I'm gonna have to put him next to his friend Dylan. We got the traffic cone trash can combination. He doesn't do anything out there. He just stands there. He's super slow. He never helps. I feel bad for his teammates because they're all in one-on-one. I watched the film and Johnny's kind of he's just floating around there. You know, he's just in the kiddie pool, face down, not even looking. I don't even know what he's doing half the time, and he gets 10 tackles a season. That's all you need to know. Up next, we got Carter Larson. Carter, I'm going to have to put him at an S tier, unfortunately. He's running the line between S and A. I think he's a little bit overrated. I think he got a lot of lucky interceptions last year, but at the end of the day, he's tall, lanky, and he is a guy you can line up against the number one receiver, and he can not get absolutely destroyed, which is pretty rare in the BGFL. Up next, we got Zach Pakula. Pakula, I think, is a solid B-tier defender. I think that he's quick, little bit short wingspan, but he can stay with his guy. If you put him up against the best guy in the league or a wide receiver 1, he's going to need help. But if you put him against a wide receiver 2 or 3, you can handle him one-on-one usually. Callahan Engelkiss. Cal, I'm going to put as a C-tier defender. He's had some fluke performances. I think he's got a pretty big head. He thinks he's like Harrison Smith or something, when in reality, he's just perfectly average safety. Corner, he's not locking anybody up. But, I mean, he's just high football IQ, so I got to put him at C because you'll find him securing tackles and just being a safety blanket. And then finally, we got Carter Sharp. Carter Sharp, he was Defensive Player of the Year Season 1. I'm going to put him as an A-tier defender. He's usually guarding the best player on the other team. He sometimes gets some help, but just consistently, 3-year vet, he's been good, and he won Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. So those are my final tiers. Let me know if you agree with them. Obviously you will, and if you don't agree, you're wrong or you're biased. These are 100% unbiased rankings, 100% correct as well. So feel free to disagree, I guess, but those are the facts. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with my offensive rankings soon enough, so stay tuned.